Okay, really quick recap for today's day trades that I took November 12th, 2019. It's Tuesday. I took an early day trade off of my VWAP scan that I created, and it was basically flat. It was a stupid trade, although it had a couple winners in here today that I really, really wish that I had taken. I almost came close to taking. One was Slack Technologies. You could see that this triggered at 10:02. So the first little break of the 200 moving average, which is the green line in VWAP, that's what I call it a wedge, because it looks for stocks that are kind of bouncing around in this little wedge pattern that sometimes forms, and then busting out, and that's exactly what this did. And I just missed my chance. It came up at, what time did I say it came up at? 10:02 at the price of 2011. So it was up here, right below 200 moving average. I could have put my stop below 20. And just held on to it, even though it kind of went up to 20 and then regressed. But then you could see it held around this 200 moving average, and then it just had a huge little pop right here. And then it made it all the way up to 2080. So from 2011, 2080, almost 70 cents. That would have been a really, really nice trade. There's a couple others in this scan that I didn't take that ended up doing well. I can't remember what the other one was. Chewy did not, I don't think. Oh, it sort of did. It popped up at 23. And it went all the way up to about 23.53. So Chewy was another one. Chewy and Slack Technologies worked. So I took Calm, which turned out to be a nothing trade. You can see I saw that 200 moving average kind of drifting above here, and I figured it would kind of, a lot of times when it does stay above VWAP, it kind of moves up towards it. But this was it didn't have enough. If you look at the daily chart too, I thought maybe it could recover some of what it lost yesterday. It had two big up days and a down day, so I thought it would maybe push past yesterday's open, maybe, or get back to yesterday's open. But I was just hoping against hope. So it just drifted around, and it was so ugly. You could see it had no clear pattern. It was holding VWAP, but it just had no clear pattern. So I got out right here at I think I got in at 15. What did I get in at? 15.03, and I got out at 15.05. So basically flat, just a few cent gain, enough to cover, more than enough to cover commissions at IB since they're so small. And then you can see it kind of went up a little, then it fell all the way back down. I probably would have gotten stopped out here, even though I said I'd get out 14.91. I was kind of moving my stop up mentally. So I probably would have got out, and now you can see it just went sideways. So it was a bad trade. But Six Flags was a good trade. I'll show you that one. That was the only other trade I took today, and it popped up in my volume alert gappers list. It actually showed up as I'll tighten this up. It showed up as a gapper. You can see it gapped up from yesterday. So it popped up around here, and I was thinking of getting in long here. I put a little arrow here. I was thinking of getting in long at 46.16. It kind of broke back down through 46, so I might have gotten stopped out if I did take it there. But it did make it all the way up to 46.63, so probably would have been a decent little trade if I had the strength to kind of hold it through this little whip action down, and then another little bottoming drop here that it recovered from. You can see it was doing that all day. So, but then it started to drift down towards VWAP, and that's when I got interested. And you can see on the 15-minute chart, it was moving down towards a nice smooth 10 EMA, which I like. Once it breaks that, I sort of get interested. So it was kind of above this, broke below it. And I didn't really wait for it to kind of come up and retest it. I just got in. And you can see I was rewarded within 5 minutes of a nice little drop down. It moved so quickly down. And then you can see the 8, the 20, there's a cross here. That's also a big sign of a change of direction sometimes. 8 EMA crossing the 20 SMA. So that also, I saw that using that as resistance, another reason why I got in. So I got in here, and then because it dropped so quickly, my first target was 45.86. I just took some out. Well, first of all, I shorted at 46.06 right here. And then I took some out at 45.92. So 14-cent drop. And then once it hit my first target, 45.86, I got out the rest of it. So 14-cent gain on about, I think, 40% of my shares, maybe a little less than 40% of my shares. And then, I'm sorry, 60% of my shares, just about. And then the remaining shares I took out at my first target. So I kind of got nervous. I didn't wait for it to hit my target, and then you can see it went right through my target and hit my second target. This is my 2R and this is my 3R. Never got down to, I don't think, no, my 4R. So I missed an opportunity to get a 3R return, reward to risk return. But you can see this is what I was worried about, was because it was dropping so quickly, it pops right back up and started moving the other way. So I figured that might not happen at any point in here, which is why I got out when I did. I kind of wanted to just continue moving nice and smooth like this, and then I could just gradually move my stop up and wait for it to hit my target. But when it does this, when it starts to drift away from that moving average, you gotta be careful about it popping back up. So yeah, that was the trade I took. It was pretty decent. You can see on the yearly moving average, it kind of was all over the place last month, basically down, then bottoming out, coming up, but it gapped up today, and that's why I saw it. So the gappers are the key. I really just trade mostly gappers, or I look at my gappers list, volume alert gappers list, for those opportunities, because they tend to have they have less resistance, because there's usually, if it gaps, there's not anything nearby from the day before that can really work as resistance. So I kind of like to trade those. But yeah, Six Flags, that was a good trade for me today, and just really upset that I didn't take that work trade off of that scan that I built. Also, if you're interested, I'll put in the description a link for trade ideas. If you're thinking about day trading, you need trade ideas. It's the best software for scanning. It'll help you tremendously. You can't really do without it. There's a link in there with my own personal code that if you put it in, you'll get 15% off your first week, or I'm sorry, first month, or if you take out a yearly subscription, 15% off the first year. But just definitely click the link. That's how they track how much traffic I'm giving them. So just click links and check it out. It's the best software out there. If you look at all the day trading platform or day trading YouTube bloggers out there and everybody out there, they're all using trade ideas to get their ideas for day trades, their scans and everything. So check it out. So that's it. I'll be back tomorrow with some more trades.